Hey, this is David with Froggyfly Software. In this video, I'm going to show you the Multipage Auto Advance plugin, how you can turn your boring Gravity Forms from just a simple form where somebody has to click the next button on a multi-page form. Instead, all they got to do is make their selections and move through the form seamlessly. I will cover the basic version, what's different with the Pro version, and then, of course, the Plus version, which is our latest and greatest release. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I've already got in here some forms set up. I'll come back to those in a minute. To start with, we're just going to go ahead and use a brand new form. So if you don't know how to create a form with Gravity Forms, it's really simple. You just click Add New. For this one, I'm just going to do a blank form, and we're going to call this Basic. And then you end up on a page that looks like this. Now, the basic version works with your radio buttons, your drop downs, your polls, and your quizzes. Okay, so the way that you can set this up, let's say I want to start with just doing a name field, and then I want to ask for an email address. And now I'm going to start getting into the questions that are going to require these other fields that the Multipage Auto Advance plugin works with. Okay, so let's add a drop down in here, and then we'll add a radio button field in here as well. Okay, so in order to turn it into a multi-page or a multi-step form, what we need to do now is add page breaks. Okay, so I'm going to add that here. Now, the reason I'm going to add it right here is because I'm going to ask for name and email up front on the first page. Then I'll just ask for whatever this is going to be. Then my last question will be this radio button option here. Okay, so if I go ahead and save this, I preview it, I'll enter these, I'll click next, I'll make my selection here, click next, and then I'll make my final selection here and submit the form. Okay, so that's the basics of Gravity Form. That's what you get with Gravity Forms out of the box. So now let's go ahead and change this up a bit. So let's save this form. Now I could go in here and I could add my advanced options as well. So I could add a poll in here. I could add a quiz question in here if I wanted to add that. There's 1,000 different ways that you can do this and work with Multipage Auto Advance to get your desired outcome. Now on pages, let's go ahead and add a new page. And I'm just going to call this basic. We'll publish this. And then I'm going to launch Beaver Builder. If you're new to WordPress, new to getting a website set up, I highly do recommend Beaver Builder and the Ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder because the Ultimate add-ons make it really easy to add Gravity Forms into a page and to be able to style it really easy. Okay, I've got the Ultimate add-ons in here, and if I scroll down, I will see Gravity Forms Styler. I can grab that, and then I can choose my form, and that will add it into the page. Okay, so from here I can get rid of titles, do whatever I need to do in order to sort of style this form to make it look a little bit nicer on the page. But for now, this will give us an example of what our final outcome will be. So again, we're looking at the free version, which you can get from the WordPress repository. Okay, it still shows the next button on here, but what I'm going to do is go back to the back end again and go back to my form. All right, so I apologize for the knocking there. And we'll choose Edit. And then what I want to do on here is I want to get rid of the next button after this question. Okay, and I also want it to auto advance. All right, so on the right-hand side here, you'll see an auto advance settings option. Click the down arrow in there, and you simply click auto advance the form and hide the next submit button. Okay, so auto advance and hide the next submit button. Same thing with here. I'm going to auto advance and I'm going to hide the next and submit button. We save the form. And then if we go back to the front end, we can see how this shapes up. So let's say I answered all these. I click next. Now you see the next button is now hidden. I can still go back, but the next button is hidden. I'm going to make a selection. It's going to auto advance past that one. I'm going to make another selection. It's going to auto advance and submit the form. Okay, that's as easy as it is. It's not difficult at all. Now, all that is free with the basic version. So you can go over to the WordPress repository, or you can visit multipagepro.com to find the link there where you can get the basic version for free, and you'll get everything that you just saw. Now, the difference with the Pro version and the Plus version, I'm going to show you on a different form here. So we'll go to Forms, and I've got one set up called America Survey. All right. If I go into Settings, scroll down to Auto Advance, you'll see I've got Basic set right now. I'm going to show you what Auto Advance with animations, which comes with the Pro and the Plus version, what that entails. Okay, so now I have the ability to adjust the animation. So right now, if with the basic version, it just sort of cycles through. There's no real animations involved. It's just the default cycling of the page. With this, we can choose slide up, we can fade it, or we can slide left. Okay, the other thing that you get with the Pro version and the Plus version is the ability to change those step colors very easily. And what I mean by that, if I go over to this form, you'll see right now that these are the step colors. By default, it looks like this. If I set this to auto advance with animations, save this, okay, then I can go in here and I can actually change my colors for the inactive, active, and completed steps. So now if we go back over to this form, I was able to style those really easily without having to do any sort of coding. Click next, and you'll see it pulls from those colors that I set. I've also got it set so that it right now the animation slides up. So when I make a selection, it slides up, and so on and so forth. Okay, that comes with the Pro version as well as the Plus version. And in addition to that, it also works with conditional logic. So if I go back to this one, let's say I answer what describes your household status. I say middle class, and then I want to ask an additional question if they make that selection that says, what is your household annual income? And then they could make a drop-down selection. That drop-down selection will trigger the auto advance to the next field, whereas the middle class is just triggering that conditional question to show up. So you can really customize this however you need for your specific application. All right. Finally, and if we go over to, let's go over to the back end again, I'll show you what the final version looks like. And this only comes with the Plus version. I've got another video out right now where we actually compare this feature with the latest release of Gravity Forms that does similar to what this does, but this is the Conversational Auto Advance. Okay, now you'll see when I choose conversational, if you scroll down, you'll have these conversational form settings down here. I've got that enabled. We've got a first page or a landing page. And with the conversational, you actually choose the page that you want the form to show up on. And then I can choose layouts as well. So I can put an image to the left or right of my questions. I could have no image is what I have now, my intro image, my intro heading, and of course my intro description. And then I'll save those settings. Let's go back to that same form. So this is what it looked like. Okay. I'll refresh the page and now it transforms into this. Okay. If you go into another video that we've done, and I'll link it in the comment section below, I go into greater detail with the conversational form settings, what everything is, including the front end color editing, and all that jazz. But I won't go into too much depth with this on this page, but this is what it looks like. So I can go in and it really changes the format and the layout to be a lot nicer. I can make my selections. It's very professional looking. And the great thing about this is, I've completely transformed the look of this form without having to jump into any sort of coding or coloring. It's just all front end, easy to edit. And you can get that as well at multipagepro.com. So this is the difference between the three versions. If you go over to the repository, if you haven't been there already, you will see the pricing. We obviously have the free version. It includes everything you see here. The pro version is $39.99, and that's per year. And then the plus version comes in at $59.99, and there is an unlimited lifetime version as well. The pro version, you can add up to 3 sites. The plus version, you can add unlimited number of sites with that conversational settings that you just saw. If you have any questions at all, feel free to visit the website multipagepro.com. We've got live chat and we've also got email support on there. Shoot us a question and we'd be happy to get back to you, answer your questions, and also answer your support questions. We hope to see you using this soon. And if you are using this, feel free to drop a link in the comments area below to your website where you are using this so that we can check it out.